Welcome to another installment of Johnny Talks Football. Today's video is going to be longer than the first two videos because I have more to talk about today. But starting next week, I'll have a new video every Monday and Wednesday. Monday will be college football talk and Wednesday will be NFL talk. Just to let you guys know ahead of time. Today I have three different things to talk about. First, I'll talk about what we learned from week 1. Second will be week 2 picks, and I'll end today with my predictions for all 16 NFL matchups this week. So let's start with what we learned from week 1. We learned what teams could be in real playoff contenders if the playoffs started today, and which teams could be in trouble when we get deeper into the season. Two teams in particular that had impressive wins that could be real playoff contenders are Texas A&M and Notre Dame. A few teams that could be in trouble the deeper the season goes: TCU, Oregon, Alabama, and Auburn. With TCU, many thought they could easily handle Minnesota, but the offense did not look like it did last year. It is almost as if the fumble in the end zone was the difference in the game. With Oregon giving up over 40 points to an FCS team at home, it almost leaves questions about their defense. They have a harder schedule than they did last year. If they want a spot back in the playoff, the defense needs to improve big time. With Auburn quarterback Jeremy Johnson, he needs to make more wiser decisions, because with 3 interceptions, Auburn almost lost to Louisville. If you throw 3 interceptions in against another SEC team, it leaves terrible odds to win a game. Finally, we have Alabama. I know their win was convincing and impressive. However, the offense played a bit sloppy in the second half. If Alabama wants to win the national championship this year, they need to improve offensively. Defensively, they looked pretty good. Now on to Week 2 predictions. First matchup is Oregon State versus Michigan. I like Michigan to recover from their Week 1 loss against Utah. Notre Dame versus Virginia. I like Notre Dame to win this one by about 17 points. Iowa versus Iowa State. Now I like Iowa in this one, but it's not going to be a runaway game for them. I think it'll be about maybe 7 points. Rice versus Texas. I like Texas to recover from their heavy defeat against Notre Dame last Saturday. LSU versus Mississippi State. Now, I had a hard time deciding this one because LSU hasn't played yet this season, and Mississippi State, they might not have as good of a team this year as they did last year, but I picked LSU to win this one by 3 points. Boise State versus BYU. Now, both these teams came off good wins. Boise State a nice win against Washington, and BYU literally a last-second win against Nebraska. But I like Boise State to win this game, even though it's on the road. Now in the game of the week, Oregon versus Michigan State, pretty much the game of the week, 7 versus 5. I like Michigan State to win this game. I think Michigan State's defense is going to force turnovers to win this game. So I like Michigan to win this one by 7 points. Now on to NFL predictions this week. So let's start with the Thursday night game, Pittsburgh versus New England. I like New England. I was going to pick him anyway, whether Brady was going to play or not. Green Bay versus Chicago. I like the Packers. Chiefs versus the Texans. Now this one was kind of hard. I think it'll be a defensive battle, and I think the first one at 21 points wins. But in the end, I like Kansas City to win because not having Foster in their backfield is going to hurt the Texans. That's why I picked the Chiefs. I like the Browns over the Jets. Colts versus the Bills, but it's not going to be an easy one. I think it's going to be pretty close. I have the Dolphins over the Redskins. Panthers versus the Jaguars. The Seahawks versus the Rams, but barely though. The Saints over the Cardinals. I like San Diego to win at home against Detroit. Tennessee versus Tampa Bay. Mariota versus Winston. I like Tampa Bay in this one because I think Winston has better receivers than Mariota does. I like the Bengals over the Raiders. I like the Broncos over the Ravens. In the Sunday night game, I like the Cowboys over the Giants. And for Monday night, I have the Eagles knocking off my team, the Atlanta Falcons. And to show how bad I feel about it, I'm going to wear my Falcons hat for the rest of the segment. And finally, I like San Francisco over the Vikings. So that concludes this installment. But before I put this video on YouTube, I'd like to make a goal for the viewers this week. My challenge to you viewers is to get this video to 500 views. So pass it on to your friends, your coworkers, your teachers, your parents, your family, your siblings, whoever. So I'll see you all on Monday for week 3 of college football. Enjoy your football this weekend.